Hello guys, welcome back to the channel again. So here we are covering today the editorials and the highlights of date 19th of August. So the very first to begin with is that chat box, that is an open AI chat box. ChatGPT has undergone a few of the changes, seeking the demand and the need of the hour to making amendments regarding their policies and regarding their features over the website and access to even the teenagers and the people above their age. So here what we can see, the major breakthrough for teen users, the AI chat box is barred from suggesting it has personal feeling toward the user or implying that it has experienced emotions. So it is trying to put its highlight over things like no suicide, self-harm, romantic or sexual chats. Open AI launches ChatGPT for teens. That is, it has launched a different version for ChatGPT, looking the impending or the looming concern which was arising amid the inappropriate talks going on between the OpenAI chatbox and the teenage users. We could see here, because the people were seen, their history was seen, they were stuck them over the drinks, drugs intakes, and also heartbreaking feelings, and also they were asking for suicide letters, like suggestions were including these things. So keep in mind these things, this organization has taken a step in. Also, there were startling, detailed and personalized plans for drug use, calorie restricted diets, see the mentality of the teenagers, and self-injury, what they should do. And it has turned out to become an AI companion all throughout. Whenever they want to seek advice, they did not go to the people who were close to them, to the person, but they refused them, and instead they opted for chatting with a AI, right? Here we could see the emotional over reliance on the technology has emerged. This says the CEO Sam Altman, describing it as last year's as a really common thing with young people nowadays. Also here we could see the hypothetical cues that a model could give that might make a teenager kind of develop a relationship to it. That is why we have went through and identified what the type of hypothetical cues that are emerging in. Parents are also have sought to take a big chunk of move. Here we could see is that parents with the linked teenage accounts can set up quiet hours where the teen would not be able to access the chat GPT during those hours. And also we have adding additional notification related to eating disorders while limiting what it is shared and focusing on moments when offline support maybe matter the most. Here we could see that India has launched new nuclear rules, and for that how it could favor our very old nuclear energy partner, that is Russia. To keep a note of our nuclear allies, that one of them is Russia. Okay. Here we could see the reduction in the import costs for the clear flawed glasses. That is why the government has taken on the decision to put curbs on clear flawed glass imports. That is why thereby helping a lot of private companies working in these areas. Here the remittances abroad the going are includes shell calls, CSR spends under ID scanner, and NSC seeking $55 billion valuation at IPO. Here are the centuries old corporate group are undergoing a turmoil in their organization, deciding for the directorate, for the director head, who's going to be the leader, who's going to lead and make it to the head of Tata Sons. Amid the chaos, you could also see the Tata Sons AGM, which was to be held at the headquarters in Bombay, was adjourned due to the lack of quorum. And the cloud over Chandra. Chandra is a current director of the Tata Sons Groups and full term. Yes, they are being speculations in the cloud over Chandra's full term, which is expected to end in the February coming year. In a press conference, our FM Minister Nirmala Sitharaman calls for a Yuva coexist at a bank branches with a dedicated staff to guide youth, because we could also see amid the protests and the country has witnessed in few months, like that youths do not any longer find government banks anymore cool. so be a part of their life. That is what our FM minister has urged to public sector banks. Okay, and one more thing is that they have asked for this Yuva Koisk at bank branches to deal with all the grievances and all the discrepancies the youth faces, and a special dedicated staff for those. Also, we have seen a major chunk of move from an RBI, that is, it has moved to end up FCNRB scheme as and the government seek as it as a prudent step and a visionary step taken, because that was not longer prominent. Amid E20 rose, first talks also underway on feasibility of an E10 option as well. Like we're apart from the E20 commissioner E20 being into role or being into use, if also speculations are going over the feasibility of E10 option as well, that we could implement it or not. And also everything we could hear say everything's over, says those who rendered jobless as the Jharkhand cancels the key exams. Like many of the people who might have cracked it in the now cancelled exam, they are left with nothing but a jobless options in their hand, and that is the brutal and that is the harsh truth of the reality. When justice is given to one, the another might in the way or the other get suffered through it. And see here, what is India's best performer in terms of agriculture export item? You might guess it wrong, because we have something new that you might not have guessed it. That is a buffalo meat. Exports are surged to as high as $5 billion. That's a success story which we could not have imagined, and it's still growing. And the major country who are key, like the major countries where this is exported in the financial year 26 includes, from the high to in the descending order, that is Vietnam, Egypt, Malaysia, UAE, Arab, Saudi Arab, Uzbekistan and other countries as well. But we have seen a major chunk in the year financial year 26 to as high as $5 billion. Also we have seen a 25.6% rise, like surge in the shipments of a buffalo meat. People to make system collapse at every end could go to levels we could not have imagined. Here comes one. When during inspection water was seen thrown at a biometric attendance devices in offices, and now the government turns to CCTV cameras for speculation and for surveillance. During inspection, water ingress was found inside several machines despite there being no nearby water source or plumbing. Could you see what it trying to provoke, or it tried to illustrate that no water source was there nearby, but still water was found ingress in these biometric machines, thereby explicitly indicating towards the discrepancies and the inconvenience the officials tried to do in the system, even when the system does its best. As for the national capital is concerned, we could see that high rises on slumland. The government is coming with a new target of Delhi 2047, a master plan. Amid that, we have seen they're planning to build spaces for high rises on slumland, and thereby the spaces to build slum homes would remain reduced. Like slum dwellers will not 60 as great as 60% area to be sold for property. Then the government is taking plan for making a development in the national capital, but this should not come at the stakes of depriving the slum dwellers from the land they are supposed to get, right? Another breakthrough we could see in the national capital is this Delhi Lakshmi Yojana, which promises to give 2.5k monthly to women's bank aged 21 and above. Although certain conditions are there, they should be a resident of Delhi national capital, then only they'll and the woman has to belong from a financial economical weaker sections, and also they need not to have own any two-wheeler, or they do not have any current job, or education should be very less, and also economic conditions should be less than 2 lakhs per. The family's income should be less than 2 to 3 lakh per annum. The PM Cares Fund has also seen a drop in the donation as well as spendings. Here you could see the receipts. This is the payment done. This is the receipts which is being received in the form of domestic receipts and foreign receipts as well. Whereas the closing bank is very near to the total receipt. That is why indicating all the money that has come in the form of receipts, no major payments has been made out of it. Thereby it is going in the hands of the undeserved, and the closing bank balance remains as equal as the total receipts now. So the PM Cares Fund, which is the Prime Minister's Citizenship Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund, both spending and donation drops are being seen. The SC Collegium now approves Supreme Court Collegium approves 6 HC judges. In case you don't know, I want to make sure that the HC judges appointment is done by the SC Collegium. Okay, that is what I want to share. A new policy in the newly formed Tamil Nadu government. They are set to revise maternal leave for third children from 12 weeks to 1 year. I could mark it as a good step by the Tamil Nadu government to increase the maternity leave for a woman bearing a third child. Looking on to the report, which says that 80%, as high as 80% of India's elderly could face heat stress just because of the 3-degree rise in the global warming, and it could even last up to as great as 3 years. So the major concern hovers over the elderly generation as almost as great as 80%. So they should be the one who should remain at greater stakes, greater concerns. Okay.